Hello and welcome to Japanese 101. In today's lesson we're going to look at the grammar structure A wa B desu, or A is B. So without further ado, let's start. Today's focus is A wa B desu. This grammar point is the most basic and fundamental of all Japanese grammar. In this section I'm going to break down the structure to its bare bones and compare it to its English equivalent throughout. Here we have the structure A wa B desu, and its English translation, A is B. The structure above is composed of four main points. A is the topic of the sentence, or the part that the sentence is focused about. Wa is the topic marker, thus anything before the particle wa is what the topic of the sentence is about. In this case it's A. It's important to remember what the particle wa is about, as this makes translating longer sentences easier later on. B is describing what A is about, and des is the copula, or the link between A and B. We can think of it as the word is, as the word des means to be in Japanese and is interchangeable with the word aru, to exist. We will cover the verb aru in a later lesson in more detail. Before we actually start making our own sentences, it'd be helpful to have some vocabulary to use. So I'm going to give you a few words so you can shape your own sentences and use the grammar structure. Watashi. Watashi. Watashi means I and is the most formal way for now to refer to oneself. Ore. Ole, ole means I and is a male informal way of referring to oneself, not to be used by females. Boku, boku, boku is a slightly more formal way of referring to oneself, but it's a male way and is less formal than watashi. Anata, anata, anata means you and is a formal but cold way of referring to someone else. Mina, minasan, minasan means everyone or the group around you. It has several meanings referring to which group and by the context, but for now it means everyone. Kimi, kimi means you and is a slightly softer but still formal way of referring to someone else. Just a slight note, this word cannot be used to someone above you and has to be used someone below you in social status. I will get onto that in a later lesson. Lingo. Lingo means apple. There's a reason for this later on. Akai. Akai means red. Sora. Sora means sky. Oi. Aoi. Oi means blue. So without further ado, let's go and make our own sentences. Let's use this structure to make our own sentences. For example, we can place A and B with watashi and Niall respectively. So it becomes watashi wa Niall desu. This is I am Niall when translated, or literally I Niall to be. How about another example? Anata wa ningen desu. You're human. Anata means you, from previously, and ningen is human in Japanese. You can also apply this to objects. Ringo wa akai desu. The apple is red. Now let's change this around to form questions and statements. For example, let's take the first sentence. If you drop the watashi wa, I have Niall desu, or Nailu desu, which is a perfectly fine way to introduce oneself and stops you from overusing watashi wa. If we take the second sentence and drop the latter half, we have anata wa, which is a polite way to ask for someone else's name. This is because Japanese is a vague language and being direct is often considered rude. Also, notice the rise in intonation when asking a question. Anata wa? It's not anata wa, which can be quite blunt. You have to use a rise in intonation. Also, if you want to say that you're part of a company or your job or something, shushin is hometown, for example. So let's say where my hometown is. So shushin wa London desu. Shushin wa London desu. My hometown is London. And also I could say about my occupation or my job. Watashi wa gakusei desu. Watashi wa gakusei desu. I'm a student. So it doesn't have to limit yourself to introductions or describing something else. It can literally describe your hometown. It's a very, very commonly used pattern. Your homework. Your homework for this lesson is to write 3 sentences with their English translations using A wa B desu structure. I will check them in the comments below. As always, like, favourite, comment and subscribe and ask for what you guys want to watch. Until next time, sayonara.